Hey guys, if you haven't already, please go over to Assessments and do today's warm-up, then come on back to this video, and then we'll jump right in. So today we're going to continue on with that same I can statement. I can predict outcomes using unbiased samples. We're just going to do another example together and then give you some time to do some independent practice because this is something that you need to make sure that you fully understand and that we take our time with. Before we do that, I've got 4 questions that you did on a couple warm-ups a while back, and we had some common misconceptions, and I want to make sure that we understand them and go over it. So the first one that we have is this: x over 3 plus 1 equals 5, and the second is j plus 5 over 2 equals 10, and we're solving for the variable or the unknown. These are different because here x is the only thing in the numerator, and down here j is with a plus 5. So they're very, very different. So remember that we do the order of operations backwards. So to get x by itself, our first step would be to subtract 1, and we got to do it on both sides. Remember, you can draw that line if you want to. Well, those cancel, and we now have x over 3 equals, and 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, well, over 3 I just said, but that's really x divided by 3. So to undo that, we've got to multiply by 3 on both sides. And remember, multiply by 3 and divide by 3 undo each other. So now we have x equals, and 4 times 3 equals 12. So x equaled 12. Okay, so if you still have some misconceptions on that, email me. Down here, this is different. Remember, this is our held hostage scenario. The j plus 5 are together, and that divide by 2 has them held hostage. So we have to get rid of that divide by 2 before we can do anything to the plus 5. So divide by 2 to undo that, or the inverse, would be multiply by 2 on both sides. The 2's cancel, and we've got j plus 5 left on the left-hand side. And that equals, well, 10 times 2 is 20. Well, I've almost got j by itself. To undo plus 5, what do? We subtract 5. So I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides to keep that equality. So j equals 20 minus 5 is 15. So j equals 15. So that was just a quick reminder on how those two equations are totally different from each other. If you still need more practice, email me. Then I wanted to look at 2 inequalities that we did. These are just one step, but I thought they were important. So the first one is negative 5x is less than 25. So our goal is to get x by itself. Well, that's negative 5 times x. So to get rid of that, I've got to divide by negative 5. Because negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1, and we don't have to write that 1x because remember, mathematicians are lazy. We look for shortcuts. So those cancel. So I have x, and remember, when you divide or multiply on both sides by a negative number, you have to flip your sign. So I divided both sides by negative 5, so I've got to flip my inequality symbol. And 25 divided by negative 5, well, 25 divided by 5 is 5, and a positive divided by a negative is a negative, so it's a negative 5. So I tried to get you there to remember, hey, you got to flip it. The bottom one we had some confusion on. So remember, x minus 9 is less than negative 1. So to get rid of the minus 9 to isolate the x, we would add 9 on both sides. A common answer that we got that was wrong was 10. But negative 1 plus 9 is not 10. Negative 1 plus 9 is 8. You've got, let me get my colors. You've got 1 negative dot and 9 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, those two cancel out because a positive and a negative cancel, and you're left with 8 positives. So we had forgot some of our integer rules. So make sure you're really taking your time and watching positive and negative numbers. Okay. So going over that, now we're going to look at our example. So for the notes, we are looking at an example. Let me get it to focus. So it's an Italian restaurant, and it asked 150 random customers what type of pasta they preferred. Results are shown in the table to the left. So it's important. They're random. 150 customers is a lot, okay? And they're asking about pasta at their Italian restaurant. So it is an unbiased sample, so we can use it to make some predictions, okay? So unbiased restaurant, we've got 150 random customers, and they put the results in the table. So we've got spaghetti, linguine, macaroni, and rigatoni, and which people preferred what, okay? So A says, what percent of the people surveyed said spaghetti or macaroni? Okay, sorry guys. So what percent of the people said spaghetti or macaroni? So they said what people would be good with spaghetti or be good with macaroni, okay? So if we look, take a second and think about how we could do that. Well, we could take our spaghetti people and our macaroni people and add them together, because those are the people where if you chose spaghetti or you chose macaroni, it'd be okay. So either one, spaghetti or macaroni. So 72 plus 18, well, 72 plus 8 is 80, plus 10 is 90. So I've got 90 out of the whole 150. If they hadn't told us that there was 150 customers, we could have just added these up in the table. Okay, that's a hint, because they might not always tell you the total amount of people that they have sampled, so you just need to add up the table then. So first I've got to do is divide. So 90, let me get my handy dandy calculator, turn that fraction into a decimal. 90 divided by 150 is 0.6. But I want the percent, so I've got to move it 2 places to the right, my decimal. So 1, 2. Oh no, what do I do? Remember, we've got that placeholder. So 0.6 is actually 60%. So 60% of the people would be okay with spaghetti or macaroni, okay? B says what percent of the people did not say spaghetti? So think, pause, and try B on your own, okay? So did not say spaghetti, so we're fine. They can take anything else. So we're, as long as it just does not include the people with spaghetti. So what I would do is add up the other people. So 21 plus 39, I'm going to do that because I know 1 plus 9 is 10. 20 plus 30 is 50. 50 plus 10 is 60. 60 plus 18, well, 60 plus 10 is 70, plus 8 is 78. I think I did that right. If I didn't, please email me. So 78 out of the 150 did not say spaghetti. So that's the fraction. I'm going to go to the decimal. So I'm going to do 78 divided by 150, and that is 0.52. Well, that's the decimal. I want the percent. So I'm going to move my decimal over 2 places to the right, and I get 52% of the people. Okay. All right, moving on to C. If the restaurant is ordering 500 boxes of pasta, approximately how many should be linguine? Okay. So they're ordering 500 boxes. So in all, 500 boxes. And they want to know how many should be this, the linguine. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know. But, so out of 500 boxes, I don't know how many should be the linguine, do I? So I know X linguine out of the 500 total. I'm going to write my units. Okay, well, I know something about the relationship between the pasta and the total. I know that I have 21 out of the 150. So I can set up the other side of the, I didn't spell that right. Good job, Miss Brown. I can set up the other side of the proportion, and that was out of 150 total. Now, whenever we have a proportion, remember we can either scale up or we can cross multiply. This is not a nice number to scale up by, so I'm going to cross multiply again like I did yesterday. So 150 times x is just 150x, and that equals 21 times 500. Now remember, we can do this because cross products and proportions are always equal. So we can set the cross products equal to each other. 21 times 500 is 10,500. And what I've got here is a one-step equation. And to solve it, I would divide by 150 on both sides. Those cancel, and x equals 70. So 70 boxes. Okay, so that was the notes for today. This is your homework. If you are at home, you're going to want to write your answers on a Microsoft document or take a picture of the page that you take your work on and put them on the jump drive. If you're at home with internet, you're going to go to assessments and complete this. If you have any questions, you need to email me before you click that show answer button. Period. Point blank. You email Miss Brown before you click that button. Okay? Because I do look at the reports. And I am seeing whenever you're just clicking show answer. Please don't do that. I am here to answer your questions. Remember that my email can be found on the website if you don't have it. And then also my office hours are from 10 to 2. But if you email me outside of those hours, I will try my best to help you. Also, if you've been one of those that have been helping me troubleshoot issues, thank you so much. Okay, guys, have a great day or afternoon or night. I don't know. Bye.